Hello, welcome to week 2. I just want to point out a few of the things that you will be working on starting this week. Once you click on the week 2, which you find over here on this section, and click on week 2, there are a lot of study resources. Last week in the introduction, the icebreaker discussion, one of the things that many of you talked about was wanting to improve writing skills and improve grammar. And we're going to have a lot of those activities week to week, but also most weeks you'll see these study resources, and this is something that you can do to work on your own. And that's how you're going to keep improving your writing, is to keep looking at the different strategies and different rules as a refresher. So I just want to show you these very quickly. There's some videos because we're talking about ideation this week and brainstorming, so there's some different things you can review here. I think this is a great graphic because as someone who's been grading papers for over 25 years, many of these are the things that I see again and again. So the biggest part about improving your own writing is recognizing the different mistakes that you just commonly make, and then make a concerted effort to correct those and when you proofread your own writing. So this is a great graphic to look through. And then I want to point out a few other things down here. Sentence patterns that helps to write a solid piece of work, which you will be doing in your essay due later this term in week 7. And the different types of sentences. So you want to vary your sentences so it makes it interesting for your reader. Here is some basic grammar that you might want to review, and 12 common errors. So these are all things that you can look at on your own. You can always come back to this week and be like, oh, wait a minute, where was that one thing that told you how to fix comma splices? You can come back here to week 2. Okay, so let's head back to the assignments for week 2. Okay, so we looked at the study resources. There are 2 different lectures for week 2. Both of them are pretty short. The first one is on ideation and note-taking strategies, and then the second one is grammar sentences and sentence structure. So be sure to read through both of those. You can also download it in a PDF if you wish. So this week's discussion is going to be about the ideation and note-taking strategies. So when you look at this lecture up here, there's going to be several different ideations: brainstorming, doodling and sketching, mind mapping, clustering. So you're going to pick one of those after you've reviewed this lecture and write about it in your discussion post. One thing I want to bring up about discussion post is that there is a rubric that is followed, and on this week's announcements I have it broken down. You can also look at it for student resources. This is really important because this is a grade that you'll have each week, and you want to be able to get 100%. I want you to get 100%, but there are a few things that you need to follow. Let's see if this will open for us. And it's opening, but not on the screen. So let me move it over here. Okay, so to get 100, you want to be in this meets expectations, which means your initial post is submitted during the assigned week. I recommend you do that by Wednesday so you have enough time to get in there and respond to your classmates. You need to talk about the discussion, which this week is about picking one of the strategies that you would most like to use or you have used in the past. And then it also needs to be approximately 150 words, which is a good solid paragraph, like usually 5 or 6 sentences. All right, so the next 20% of your discussion is replying to 3 different classmates. And these replies are more than just, oh, I agree, or this is a great post. It should be referring back to what the classmate is writing about. So that's 20% of that. Days in discussion. To get all 10 points here, you have to be on 3 different days, which is why I suggest that you post your original post by Wednesday of each week. And then the mechanics are, grammar and spelling do count, even though this is a more informal piece that you're writing each week. Still need to make sure you're capitalizing the personal pronoun I, capitalizing your sentences, using punctuation. This isn't a formal essay, but it still needs to be very clear. It needs to be proofread, and avoiding any kind of text or chat language. Okay, so back to week 2. Scroll down here. So we talked about the discussion posts. You're going to use some of the note-taking strategies that are talked about in this week's lecture. The first thing you're going to do is watch this video down here, the Angela Lee Duckworth video entitled The Key to Success, Grit. So you're going to open up a Word document. You can do this while you're watching the video. Some of you may want to do pencil and paper to take your notes, but these are the 5 questions. What you can do is copy and paste these onto a Word document, and then underneath each of these questions, write a thorough response, again using punctuation, spelling, all of that good stuff. You have a sentences, fragments, run-ons, and comma splices, a short little activity. When you click on that, it'll take you through that. And then the last thing you're going to do this week is you're going to pick what your preferred strategy is. Let's just say it's brainstorming. It could be one of the other ones. You're going to talk about that in 3 to 4 sentences, why that approach will work for you. And then you are going to look at what the final essay instructions are going to be, which is due in week 7, and you're going to generate ideas that you might write about the final essay assessment. So you have to look at what the final essay is going to be, and then you'll also want to look at the grading rubric for this. All right. As always, if you have any questions, please just send me a message. See you in class.